Hi there. Thanks for joining me to learn more about the SiNi tools. In my previous video, I gave you an overview of the IgNite collection. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. In this video, I'm going to focus on the Springboard plugin. You'll likely use Springboard in conjunction with other SiNi plugins, but for this video, I'll just go through each tab and group sets of tools in Springboard. Before I start, it's worth mentioning that you can find more detailed information on all our tools in the Help Docs. Click the question mark icon on the plugin header to open the website. Okay, let's start with orientation. Springboard has 3 tabs across the top: Standard Tools, Workflow Tools, and Settings. You'll likely use Standard the most, and Workflow is where you bulk modify proxies. I'll start in the Settings tab as I want to set up 3ds Max the way I work and add some of my favorite MAXScripts. The top roll-up is the global settings. I'll click Empty Material Editor on File Open as the scene will load faster. Next, the Playblast settings. I'll discuss Playblast in the Standard tab shortly, but keep in mind if you use it, the settings are here. Lastly, Custom Scripts Loader. If you have some favorite MAXScripts or Python scripts you use, you can load them into Springboard. I'll load in a few and name them. The names will be listed in the Standard tab for easy access. Right, moving on to the Standard tab tools. Starting in the top group, labeled Basic Tools. Across the top row, you have display settings, viewport options, and materials, lights and cameras, on or off toggles. You can see the scene frame rate and start and end frames are displayed, as well as lock, unlock all cameras, and select camera. Then there are copy-paste tools. You can copy just the modifiers or materials and objects. You can also copy and paste from one scene to another as well. To do this, you need to open Springboard in both 3ds Max scenes, or use the copy-paste MAXScripts. Another tool in this group is this little scale person. Handy if you want to drop in your scene for scale. Moving to the next roll down, Playblast. Playblast is an alternative to 3ds Max's preview grab viewport. We designed it mainly for fast chalk and red clay previews. Make sure you've set up your scene with cameras and lights, as Playblast needs a camera to render from. Starting along the top row from the left, select the output size, then the start and end frame range. And set the rendering style. You'll notice the render time updates depending on the selected style on the row below. Adjust this as you like. Next, select Still Image or Animation. I'll click on Still and generate a chalk render. Don't worry if the render size is larger than your display. For more advanced animation settings, click on Advanced. I recommend using Advanced as it will save rendered frames for compositing software. The Object Tools. The top row are all toggle settings such as display verts or proxies display. Below that, we have glue objects. This will drop the selected objects to an object or surface below them. I'll select some trees, pick the surface, then click Glue Objects. The random wire color applies a random color. And measure object. Okay, I'll show you quickly. Select some objects and click it. The object measurements are displayed, including live updates if you move them. Quite useful if you want on-screen live feedback when editing or moving objects. Then you have a selection of key tools such as Shift keys, which allows you to shift all the selected objects keys along the timeline. And Flip keys, which reverses, not mirrors, selected object keys, shown here by me skateboarding forwards and backwards. The row below focuses on selected objects, including instance, replace, and make unique. In this example, I'll replace this landscape drawing with 3D trees by first selecting similar objects and then using the Replace Object tool. I'll add a selection of trees to randomly place, then apply. I'll repeat until all the CAD symbols are replaced, as shown in the render. On the bottom row, from the left to right, Straighten, which when clicked, aligns the selected objects to the world coordinate system for quick object editing. Click the button to reset to the original orientation. Reset Object. Use this to reset the object properties. This is similar to the Xform modifier. Then there is the Pivot tool for fast adjustments to the object pivot. This tool is also available as a standalone, accessed from the SiNi toolbar. Select and rename rollup. Similar object. Use this to select objects that share similar properties. For example, different size teapots that share the same poly count. Exact object selects objects with exact properties. Wire color selects objects that share the same wire color. Instances picks all the instances of an object. The middle row rename tools. The first, by name, allows you to select objects by their name. Use a wildcard asterisk if you only know part of the name. For example, teapot asterisk will find all the teapots in the scene. Next, rename objects. Select the objects you wish to rename. Add the new name and presto, all the selected objects are renamed. The bottom row tools allow you to create layers based on object names or assigned materials. Starting with layer by object name. I first select all objects, then enter in the name, or in this case part of the name, using asterisk balcony asterisk. Click the button to apply and the layer is created, moving all the objects with balcony in their name into the layer. Next, layer by materials. Select all the objects, then click the button, and layers are created based on the object's applied materials. These are especially useful if you import a 3D model from Revit or other BIM software, where it's likely every object is on layer 0, making it, in my experience, a pain in the arse to work with. Right? Lastly, if you added custom scripts earlier in the config settings, these will be listed here for a quick access. In my next video, I'll discuss the IgNite workflow tools.